Oh no.
What is this Frankenstein monster I'm building?
What the heck is this?
Hey there guys, JD here with another furniture flipping video. If you're new to my channel, hello. Hope you enjoy the video, and to my subscribers, welcome back. So today I'm going to be working on a little chest of drawers. I'm going to try and modernise it and zhuzh it up a bit so it matches more to the aesthetic of my room. I'll be putting it in my bedroom. So let's see what we can do and jump right into it. So this is today's piece. It's just a little chest of drawers. There's nothing much wrong with it altogether. It's a little bit dated. I really don't like the handles. I think it came out from a fitted set in a caravan or something. And as you can see here on the back, it's a little bit flimsy. And if I get a closer look, you can see that it's damaged. The back of it's actually cracked and bending in. So we're going to have to do something about that. And for the bottom part of the drawers here, I kind of want to add something to it, as I'm going to be putting legs on it, and I think it's going to look a little odd just having that plain strip of wood going across the bottom. So I think I'm going to have a go at adding a little bit of this old skirting board trim I had lying around. I think it will look good, and it'll match with the curved trim along the top as well quite nicely. I'm basically going to be patching this thing together with scrap wood I had lying around. I've got two of these pieces. We're actually trim boards off the sides, I believe, of the drawers. And then I've got some old pieces of wood to brace the back. Firstly, we're going to give this piece a quick clean and then remove the hardware. It was at this point I was attacked by a rogue sewing needle. Just let this be a reminder to always be careful when you're cleaning out these things. You'll never know what you'll find. We're going in with some wood glue by Evo Stick. I'm taking one of the scrap pieces of wood I had lying around. I was very lucky enough to have it being an exact match for the width of these drawers. So I had two of them which would be perfect for this. So now I'm just taking some wood glue, smearing that on evenly. And then I'm going to press it on in position on the broken backboard to give it a bit more stability. And I'm going to keep it in place with a single clamp and some of my free weights. Honestly, it's nice just to have a use for my free weights, because I'll tell you now, they're not being used for their original purpose. After measuring these thicker boards that I'm going to use to screw in the feet, I cut them down to size. And I just want to ask myself, what the heck's going on with your hair here? Looks like you have a giant bald spot. Definitely need to book in at the hairdresser soon. Whilst I wait for the wood glue to dry on the backboard, I'm going to go in with some wood filler and fill in all the tiny little cracks and crevices. Now I'm gluing in the bottom panels for the legs to be screwed into, and I'll wait for that to dry and then I can screw them in properly. What is this Frankenstein monster I'm building?
I'm just trying to create a wedge so the boards will stay firmly in place. It's looking like a right wreck at the moment. Okay, so now it's quite dry, I can go in with some screws and make sure these boards stay firmly in place once the legs are attached. Oh no, so I've had a bit of an accident. I think I slipped with the screwdriver a bit and just chipped the front off the wood. But it's okay, because with the power of prayer and wood filler, I can just spackle over the top of it and pretend like it never happened. I think we'll definitely be adding that trim on the front now. Fortunately, the rest of the screws went in without any problems, so we didn't have to do any more cover-up jobs. Let's talk hardware. I'm going to be replacing the old-fashioned handles with these newer ones and adding these slanted gold legs. However, they are slightly different colours. One's more of a brass and the other's a bright yellow gold. So we're going to be fixing that with some gold gilding wax. And here's a few shots to show you how they looked before and what they look like now. They're still slightly different tones from each other, the handles and legs that is, but they're a lot closer matching now than they were before. Now we're using Rust-Oleum's chalky finish lacquer to have a couple layers of protection.
Now it's time to add that decorative trim, quickly measuring it and sewing it, and I shall be attaching it with some wood glue and using my clamp and trusty weights again to keep it in place while it dries. Here I just have the handles laid out in a few different ways that I can put them on to see which looks best. I think I decided to go with the middle ones in the end, traditional safe option. And after deciding this, I filled in the extra holes from the old handles that I wouldn't be using. Once the wood filler had dried, I sanded off the excess and gave the drawers a quick clean. Now it was time to actually add the hardware. Firstly, I measured the length between the two screw holes on the handles and then measured them on the drawers themselves and marked them off ready for drilling. I was very excited by this. I actually managed to figure out how to use my drill. When I say I'm not a professional, I mean that in the most sincere way. No good with DIY whatsoever. But I'm here to learn and practice and build these skills. And here I'm just going to screw in a couple of the handles and test to make sure I had actually done this basic job properly. And I did actually manage to do that, go me! Now back to all the wood filler I put on at the beginning of the video. I'm going to sand it off and smooth out the drawers so we're ready for painting. And this is the paint we'll be using. It's hard to see, but it's a very dark navy by the company Wilko's. And to create a perfectly smooth finish, I'll be using a mohair roller. Now I don't exactly know what a mow is, but its hair is super soft and fluffy. Using my trusty tins of beans and tomatoes, I raise the piece off the ground so I can ensure I paint everything properly. And now I'm just going to grab the paint and give it a good stir to ensure it's thoroughly mixed. I'm using a cupboard paint, so there shouldn't really be any bleed through and it should go on after 1 or 2 coats perfectly. And I think it's so exciting when you get that first little bit of paint on and you can see what's going to happen. It looks very dark on here at the moment. Trust me, it's not that dark in person and it does dry quite lighter. And now it's time to do the drawers. I think I forgot to mention earlier that I am first going in with a paintbrush to paint it on and then using the mohair roller to smooth it out afterwards. In the end, I think I just wish I went in with the paintbrush because I think that did give it a smoother look when I did it on a touch-up piece in the end. Once the paint had dried, I went in with a 320 grit sandpaper and give it a quick sanding all over to smooth it out, ready for the second coat. And I repeated the exact same thing on the drawer fronts. Now with the second coat dry, I thought the front of the drawers looked a little bit plain, so I wanted to add a little bit more to them. So I went in with that gold gilding wax and just went along the corners of the bevels on the drawers, just to add a little bit of interest. I decided to just go in with my fingers, as I'd assumed that'd be enough to get into the little details, but I forgot that I have giant man hands and realised that my fingers are not meant for detail work. Okay, so here's where it really went wrong. I thought it was too glossy, so I put a bit of my chalky finish spray lacquer on the top and it just crackled and crumbled. I have no idea why this happened. I don't know if the paint wasn't dry enough yet or there was a bad mix. If anyone knows why, please let me know. But I guess I'll just have to sand it down and repaint and try again. Oh well. Finally, it was time to add the legs. I positioned them on the boards where I wanted them and then just used a marker to pinpoint exactly where I needed to put the screws in. And with them marked out, I grabbed my drill to drill some pilot holes. To get the legs attached properly, I ended up just going in with my screwdriver as my drill wasn't strong enough. And with that we are finished. Time to flip it around and put the drawers back in. Let's take a look at how it used to look. It was old, dated, some ugly handles, and all over just not fit for what I wanted. And here it is now. Updated, modern, quite sleek, and it matches the colours in my bedroom. Not to mention the fact that it's on higher legs so I can actually reach it. As being someone of 6'5", lower down things don't particularly work for me. And of course there's things I'm going to have to redo, like the top needs sanding and just painting again to get rid of this awful crackling. And I need to give it another top coat as I ran out, so it's a bit patchy in places. Here it is situated in my bedroom. I've got my little things on it that I'll be using and I love it. It goes perfect. So yeah, this is the piece. I mean, let me know what you think. If anyone has any tips on what I've done wrong with the top, if you could let me know, that'd be great, because clueless about it. But if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I'm going to have more coming in the future, hoping to do a Christmas themed one soon. So yeah, excited to do that. Bye now.